Hi VC, it's Aaron, Mutha Elmer. Today I'm continuing my best of the 1990s top 100 hard rock and heavy metal list. And this will be number 21 through number 60. Awesome list. I mean, if you average it out, it's 10 records per year, but there's certain years that have, 15 to 20, others have one or two or even zero, just depending on what I have and what I like. And even, I had a few from 1999, but I don't think any of them actually made it onto my list, even though I had like a handful of them. But I'm just going with my top 100. These are my personal favorite albums of hard rock and heavy metal released in the 1990s. So, at number 60, and this one here I discovered just a couple years ago as a VCLT from my good friend JC in Miami, and it's Concrete Blonde with Bloodletting. What an amazing record, and the first song, Bloodletting, the vampire song, that song just kills me. I love it. It's got Joey on here, a bunch of good songs. Johnette Napoleano is a great vocalist and bass player. Really underrated record here with Concrete Blonde and Bloodletting. Very good. At number 59, I've got Salty Dog with Every Dog Has Its Day. Amazing bluesy hard rockin' record. The song Come Along is one of my very favorite songs of the 90s. Got a really killer bass line to start out. And they do a really cool version of Spoonful, the old blues song on here. Where the Sun Don't Shine, Cat's Got Nine, really good songs. I love the instrumental Sim Salabim that goes into Keep Me Down. And then Lonesome Fool is an amazing song. They had a video for that too. Really bluesy, almost bluegrassy in a way at parts. Really killer hard rockin' record there. At number 58, the debut from Stone Temple Pilots with Core. This is a great debut. My second favorite album of them, my favorite I don't even have on any format, but this this is a great one. It's it's got Creep on it and Plush and Sex Type Thing, which is where I first discovered them. Like most people, really good. Dead and Bloated. This is just an amazing heavy groove hard rockin' album. Love it. Stone Temple Pilots. At number 57, I've got Dio with Lock Up the Wolves. Very underrated Dio record. Killer cover, too. And he had I think he was 17 years old at the time, the guitarist Rowan Robertson. And I saw them on tour for this. They were really good. I love the song Wild One. They had a video for that. Between Two Hearts is awesome. Evil on Queen Street. Just an amazing, really the last of the early Dio records. And it's killer. Love it. At number 56, I've got my second favorite band in the world, Kiss, with Psycho Circus. And this was a great comeback album for them. Had the 4 original members on it, all singing at least one song. They did a lot of studio musicians, I think, on it, but it's a really good record. The title song is really good. I really love the song Within. Into the Void, the Ace Frehley song is amazing. Journey of a Thousand Years is great. Raise Your Glasses, You Wanted the Best. What an amazing record. I love this album. And it's just a great one. Okay, at number 53, and I got into this record a little later, and I don't know why, because I was really into this artist, and I had somehow skipped over this record and then rediscovered it. The Last Temptation from Alice Cooper. Killer record here. Lost in America, one of my favorite Alice Cooper songs. Soul and Prayer, that's just awesome. I think that's Chris Cornell singing on that. Unholy War, one of the heaviest Alice Cooper songs. Amazing Alice Cooper record. One of my very favorites by him. At number 54, I've got the solo debut of Rob Zombie with Hellbilly Deluxe. This album is awesome. I just love this album. I think it's his best solo record, even though all of his solo records I really like. It's got Super Beast and Dragula and Demonoid Phenomenon. That's a great one. I love every song on this. It's a really good one. And it's an awesome record. Love that album. At number 53, I believe. Yeah, 53. My favorite album by this band, this is Slaughter with Fear No Evil. I think this is their best album they ever did. I really love it. I love the song Searchin', and It'll Be Alright. It's a great ballady type one. Break Down and Cry as well. Hard Times, Yesterday's Gone, Out of My Head's one of the heaviest songs they've done. Live Like There's No Tomorrow, Get Used to It. Amazing record. I love the third Slaughter record. I like all of theirs, but that one's my favorite. Okay, at number 52, this is like a super group, amazing album. Union, and this is John Corabi on the lead vocals, Bruce Kulick on the guitar, so it's a combination of Motley Crue and Kiss in a way, if you say that, but it's just an amazing record. Old Man Wise is so good. It's just such a great record here. Pain Around Your Eyes, Around Again, Empty Soul's amazing. One of my favorite ballads of the 90s is on here, called Robin's Song. This is just an amazing, amazing record. If you like Kiss or John Corabi, you'd love this record. Okay, at number 51, I've got the self-titled Trouble album. This isn't their debut. I think it's their fourth, maybe their third. But this is my favorite Trouble album. Black Shapes of Doom is my favorite Trouble song, which is on here. At the End of My Days, Psychotic Reaction's awesome. Every song is great. This is a heavy, heavy, heavy metal album. Really good stuff there from Trouble. At number 50, one of the most underrated albums by this band. This is Volume 8, The Threat Is Real from Anthrax. I absolutely love this album. At this point of time for this couple albums in here, Dimebag Darrell was adding a lot of guitar work into their stuff, so he was considered like the 5th or 6th member of Anthrax for a while. But I love the song Crush, and Catharsis is awesome. Born Again Idiot, I love that song. Big Fat is killer. Stealing from a Thief, I absolutely love this album. It's more groove-oriented than thrash-oriented, but it's still got thrash elements, and the vocals by John Bush are amazing. Great album there. At number 49, wait a second. Okay, a little out of order here. Number 49. I thought I was a 10 over. So number 49, I've got Mad Season with Above. This is amazing. Another kind of super group record. Has Lane Staley on vocals. It's got Mark Lanegan in there. We've got Mike McCready from Pearl Jam on guitar. Amazing record. Wake Up is such a good song. River of Deceit. Anything with Lane Staley is absolutely amazing, and this is no exception. It's not as heavy as Alice in Chains, more moody, but really good. Okay, at number 48, Rhino Bucket's debut. This is an amazing record. It's almost like a lost AC/DC record, but a little bit heavier and a little bit sleazier, if that makes sense. One Night Stand is a great song. Going Down Tonight. Every song, I'd Rather Go Insane is one of my very favorites. If you like AC/DC at all, but with a little bit more of an edge, check this out, Rhino Bucket. It's not an AC/DC clone, they just have that kind of sound. Really good stuff there. Okay, at number 47, I've got Caius with And the Circus Leaves Town. Their fourth and final album, and it's awesome. One of my favorite albums, obviously, if it's on this list. One Inch Man's hilarious. I love that song. This is just a great album all the way through. Amazing. I love that cover where you can, it's got the, hold it upside down or right side up. It does that, the back there. Caius, one of the most influential and best bands of the 90s. They only had 4 albums, all of them masterpieces. Okay, at number 46, my favorite album by this artist as a solo artist. This is A Little Ain't Enough by David Lee Roth. Absolutely love this record. It sounds more like a Van Halen record than Van Halen did at this time. Really killer stuff. Of course, the title song, I really love Hammerhead Shark. Tell the Truth is a really bluesy, kind of slower David Lee Roth killer song. 40 Below is just killer. Sensible Shoes, probably my favorite on here. Just has that Van Halen feel to it. Drop in the Bucket, awesome all the way through. Very underrated record, love that one. Okay, at number 45, I've got the self-titled Alice in Chains. This is people call it either Three-Legged Dog or Tripod. The last studio album proper with Lane Staley, and it's amazing. The Grind is one of the best groove songs of the 90s. Love that one. Brush Away is so good. Heaven Beside You is a big hit that Jerry Cantrell sings, along with Over Now. He sings those two. They're really good. Nothing Song. I love this. Frogs is on here. You got Sludge Factory. What a great album from Alice in Chains. Love that one. At number 49, and I was obsessed with this album. No, this isn't 49. This is 44. The Lizard from Saigon Kick. My favorite Saigon Kick record. Great band from Florida. I actually met these guys when I was on tour for their first album. Really cool guys. This album is just a masterpiece to me. All I Want and whereas Love Is on the Way were the slower songs on it. The rest of this has kind of got a psychedelic, heavy feel to it. Hostile Youth is awesome. Feel the Same Way, a really upbeat song. Peppermint Tribe, very psychedelic. Awesome album all the way through. I love this album so much. The Lizard. Number 43, the big comeback for Kiss, Revenge. And it was a comeback in the sorts that Eric Carr had just died, and it took a few years to get this album out. This is an awesome album. A few of the songs haven't aged as well as the others, but the ones that are really good are killer on this. Heart of Chrome is one of my favorite songs. Thou Shalt Not, I love. I love Paralyzed. You know, Unholy, one of the heaviest Kiss songs ever. And I love Car Jam 81, which is actually Fraley's Comet kind of used that music in their debut. It was an Eric Carr composition for the song Breakout. Really cool album. It's got Domino on it. God Gave Rock and Roll to You Too. The amazing ballad, Every Time I Look at You. My second favorite Kiss ballad, right up there with their best ones that ever did. Amazing album there. Number 42, we've got the self-titled Motley Crue. One of my very favorite Motley Crue records. I put this right up there after the first two. It's probably my third favorite. I absolutely love this record. John Corabi's only record with them on vocals. Power to the Music. Uncle Jack is killer. Of course, Hooligan's Holiday and Misunderstood are on here. Smoke the Sky and Dropping Like Flies. Those two are just heavy, really killer. So the totally different Motley Crue sound, more better produced. And John Corabi adds some guitar, so they had two guitarists. Really killer album. Love that. At number 41, we've got an EP, Jar of Flies from Alice in Chains. One of their two EPs they did with Layton Staley, and this one's awesome. It's got Nutshell. I Stay Away is on here. What a great, great EP. Of course, the killer song, I gotta look at it. One of my very favorite Alice in Chains songs. Yeah, it's, what the hell's the name of it? It is, this is the double record here. Oh yeah, No Excuses. I love the drumming. Sean Kinney's drumming on that. This is an awesome, this is actually an original I have of this. I bought this when it first came out. A little bit worn on the cover, but the album is perfect. Awesome record there. Okay, at number 40, I have got one of the most seminal albums of the 1990s. Awesome album, Soundgarden with Super Unknown. Some people's favorite Soundgarden is my second favorite. I love this album. I love Fell on Black Days, of course, and Black Hole Sun, Spoon Man, 4th of July is killer, The Day I Tried to Live. Chris Cornell at the height of his powers. I love this album. Amazing, amazing Soundgarden album there. Number 39, one of the most underrated records of the 90s, The X Factor from Iron Maiden. A lot of people don't like this just because of Blaze Bayley. I like it because of him. I think he's awesome, and I think this album, it really holds up. It sounds actually better now than it did then. Sign of the Cross, that first song is so long, but it's epic and really good. I love Lord of the Flies, Man on the Edge. I love every song on this. I think this is the most underrated Iron Maiden record ever. Absolutely love it. At number 39. Okay, at number 38, we've got a sleaze metal masterpiece here. What comes around goes around from Tough. Love this record. Man, I can't tell you how many times I listened to this. I love Ruckapit Bridge and Ain't Worth a Dime, Spit Like This, Good Guys Wear Black. Those are all so much heavier than you would think from this band. And then they've got these killer ballads like Wake Me Up and I Hate Kissing You Goodbye. So Many Seasons, kind of in between song, really cool. Just every song on this is awesome. Love this band. Love this album. Tough. And number 37, my favorite album by this band. This is Versus from Pearl Jam. I think this is the best album they ever did. It's got my favorite songs of theirs on here, well, most of them. Like stuff like Rearview Mirror and Rats, Elderly Woman Behind the Counter in a Small Town. I love that song. Indifference, that slow song, is one of my very favorite Pearl Jam songs. I think this is their best album, and I absolutely love it. Okay, at number 36, The Four Horsemen, Nobody Said It Was Easy. Bluesy sleaze metal masterpiece here. Love this album. The title song, Rockin' Is My Business. I love this. Wanted Man, Let It Rock, Moonshine. This is just an awesome album all the way through. They only had one album and an EP, and they're both really good. Okay, at number 35, I've got one of my favorite Unplugged records ever, Kiss Unplugged. I think this is one of the best Kiss records. They sound so good acoustic, and they do a really good track list. They kind of mix it up a bit. It isn't just like their live shows where they play the same songs. They do a couple of them in here, but it starts with Coming Home, Plaster Caster, Going Blind, and Do You Love Me. I mean, those aren't ones that are typically in their shows, They got Sure Know Something on here. Rock Bottom, which is killer, one of my favorite songs. See You Tonight from the Gene Simmons solo album. I love they did that on here. 2000 Man with Ace Frehley. Of course, this was when they first got back together with Ace and Peter. So they do Beth, Nothing to Lose, Rock and Roll Night, Got to Choose with all four of them. Well, Beth wasn't, but the other three. Such a good record. Amazing, amazing acoustic album. At number 34, one of my top 2 or 3 concept albums of all time, The Crimson Idol from Wasp. This is so good. Oh man, it's a little more mature than most Wasp stuff, but he still has his foot in the old Wasp sound. Every song's good on it. Chainsaw Charlie, Mooters in a New Morgue is excellent. The Idol, Hold On to My Heart, is an awesome album. Really good story about a character named Jonathan, who's a rock star, and his trials and tribulations going through the music industry. It's really good. Okay, at number 33, the last original album with Joey Belladonna, Persistence of Time. One of the best Anthrax albums. All Anthrax albums are awesome. This one's got, Blood, Keep It in the Family, Belly of the Beast. Oh man, In My World. Those songs are all top 20 Anthrax songs. They're so good. Every song's good on it. Do the killer version of Got the Time, the Joe Jackson song, which they make really unique in their own. Awesome album by not the original band, but the original kind of after the first album, that original band. That's the last one with that lineup with Dave Spitz on it as well. Really killer album there. Just barely beating that out, I have a 32, Cryptic Writings from Megadeth. This is an excellent Megadeth record. I love She-Wolf and Trust. Secret Place, one of my favorites on here. Vortex, man, the Disintegrators, Use the Man. This is an excellent Megadeth record. Love that one. At number 31, we got Kiss again with Carnival of Souls. Most underrated Kiss record ever. It's kind of a grunge influenced, probably their heaviest album they ever did. Starting with Hate and Rain, Master and Slave. You got Jungle on here. It Never Goes Away. Seduction of the Innocent is so good. Man, In My Head, I absolutely love this record. People need to give this another chance and listen to it fresh. It is so awesome. Really heavy and unique. Love that album. Number 30. My favorite album by this band, even though I absolutely love their first 2 and their classics, I think this is a little bit better. Psychotic Supper from Tesla. What an excellent album this is. Man Out of Time is such a good song. Don't De-Rock Me. Probably the heaviest Tesla record, even though they do have the slower songs like Call It What You Want and What You Give, which is so good. But then you got like Government Personnel, Song and Emotion, written as a tribute to Steve Clark from Def Leppard. Really cool song. Freedom Slaves, I love that song. This is a killer record. Psychotic Supper from Tesla. At number 30. Okay, we're getting up there now. Number 29. One of my all-time favorite bands. One album. Very unique band. No one sounds like them. Life, Sex, and Death, The Silent Majority. This album sounds like nothing in its time. It's kind of real heavy metal mixed with alternative. It's just almost like a lounge type singer at times with Stanley. So killer. Starts out with Blue Velvet Moon, We're Here Now. It starts out almost like a Vegas lounge thing, and then it just kicks into this heavy metal. Telephone Call, Farm Song, Hey Buddy. I love this album. Guatemala, Big Black Bush. Every song is good on this. Very unique. If you've never heard this, check this album out. I guarantee you've never heard anything quite like it. Okay, at number 28, one of my favorite grunge albums of the 90s. This is Grunt Truck with Push. So underrated and so killer. They're more of the Alice in Chains heavy vein than like Pearl Jam, mellower. Really good stuff here. Tribe, I love that song. Crazy Love was actually Beavis and Butthead love that song. They'd play it on their shows sometimes. Not that they're real. But every song's good on this. Above Me is so killer. Oh man, I love Grunt Truck. Number 27. One of my all-time favorite records, and it's at 27. That's how great the 90s were. Bullet Boys with Freak Show. My favorite Bullet Boys, easily. I love their version of Hang on St. Christopher, the Tom Waits song. Every song's good on here. Hell yeah, THC Groove is so good. Talk to Your Daughter. Sounds like it'd come off the first record. So killer. Ripping Me. Heaviest, Bullet Boys. Best Bullet Boys. Love that album. Okay, number 26. Sump 442 from Anthrax. I absolutely love this record, and I think the John Bush era is very underrated and very good. Random Acts of Senseless Violence is such a good kickoff song. Then you got Fueled, you got Riding Shotgun on here, American Pompeii. Every song, Nothing is one of the best songs. It's a little mellower, but it's so good. Love Stomp 442. All-time classic record there. Number 25, a sleaze metal masterpiece from this band from New York, Spread Eagle. What an amazing killer. One of the very heaviest sleaze metal records that was made. So catchy, heavy. You got everything on you. Broken City, Back on the Bitch, Switchblade Serenade was the video. It's so good. Dead of Winter. And then you got these heavy, fast songs like Scratch Like a Cat and Shotgun Kiss and Susie's Suicide. Awesome, awesome, killer, raw, hard rock and stuff there. Love it. Number 24, just barely beating out Sump 42. I absolutely love this record too. Sound of White Noise. And yeah, this, man. Starting out with Pottersfield and Only. Room for One More. Just every song, this album just keeps me pumped up every time I hear it. Package Rebellion, Invisible, so good. 1,000 Points of Hate. The song Black Lodge, really cool song. This Is Not an Exit. The start of the John Bush era, and what a great album. Okay, at number 23, and these just missing out on the top 20, one of my all-time favorite records, Danzig 2, Lucifuge. What an awesome album this is. I love every song on this. You know, you got Her Black Wings, which is so killer. Snakes of Christ. Right, just every song is good on this. Killer Wolf, wow. And he's, it's a little bit bluesier than the first record, if you believe that. And he's got this kind of Elvis type singing he does on these slower songs. It's so good. Song Blood and Tears just sticks in your head. Awesome, awesome. Danzig. Lucifuge. Love that record. At number 21, and this is hard to believe it didn't make my top 20. That just shows, you know, 20 albums for a decade is not that as many as you think. So this one is so close. Bad Motorfinger from Soundgarden. My favorite Soundgarden record. It couldn't crack the top 20, but it's so good. You know, everyone knows this. Rusty Cage and Outshine. Jesus Christ Pose. Slaves and Bulldozers. What a great album. Room 1,000 Years Wide. That's so good. Every song is awesome on this. Chris Cornell. The whole band is just clicking on all cylinders. What an amazing record. And to finish out at number 21, my favorite Unplugged record ever, even better than the Kiss one, Alice in Chains Unplugged, barely missing out of the top 20. Masterpiece of an Unplugged record. Starting out with Nutshell, so haunting and kind of foreshadowing his own demise in that song in a way. And then going with Brother and No Excuses. You got Sludge Factory, Down on a Hole, Angry Chair, Rooster. What a lineup. And they sound amazing on this. It's got Wood and Heaven Beside You on here. Over Now. Awesome, awesome record. The last one with Lane Staley. He died not long after this album, and it's a masterpiece. Absolutely love it. So there we go. There's my 21 through 60, and I will come back with my top 20, which is just such an amazing list for this era. And everyone have a great one. I'll see you next time.